15 years ago I made this drawing. Back then it wasn't just something I sketched on paper, it was a place. In my head it was all real. I could see them standing there, the way only a child could. And now I wonder what it would look like if I could see it the way I did back then. But there was a problem. I knew how to use Blender, but I had never actually modeled anything before. I could have just followed the tutorial, but when I made this drawing, no one actually showed me how. I was just figuring it out by myself. So I decided to do it the same way once again. First, I somehow needed to import the drawing into Blender.
Right. Get in there. Get it. How would I... Just go in.
It was pretty easy actually, which gave me confidence. That was a mistake, because now it was time to model the Yetis. How hard could it actually be? So I got this thing in here and I just started brushing it all over the place. And when I tell you that this just felt wrong, I really mean it. It felt like eating a soup with a fork. I actually have to thank my 6-year-old self right now that I didn't draw the Yetis facing the camera, cause there's no chance I would be able to do that. You could say that I cheated here a little bit. I used the legs for the hands as well, but it's not like I'm posting this on the internet where people are gonna see it and judge me for it. So it's fine. And yes, the baby Yeti is just a big Yeti scaled down. I don't know what you expected from me at this point. I was hoping that my personal Lord and Savior, aka hair, would solve all my issues. But my computer did not like that, I can tell you that much. I have to admit it did look like a carpet at first, but after clicking every single button in the menu, it still looked like a carpet. But better. I think, at least. Okay, let's pause for a second. I know this Yetis looks something like Evolution would have patched in the next update, but it didn't really matter as long as the environment and the lighting were good. I wanted to make this into this beautiful winter wonderland, which I think is what I had in mind all those years ago. And although I don't have much experience lighting nighttime scenes, I figured I could work something out. What I'm doing here is actually an interesting lighting trick I learned recently. I'm using the tree to block some parts of the light to get this God ray effect. In the industry it's actually called a gobo, and it's basically what Batman uses for the bat signal. And just like in the drawing, I couldn't forget about the lantern. My goal was to stick to the drawing as closely as possible, but I had one idea that I thought was just too good not to do. So I added this tiny little house in the distance. The story goes like this. After a long day of trekking through the wilderness, they are finally coming home to their cozy cabin in the mountains. This was actually such an interesting experiment. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe and all of that YouTube stuff. And hey, if you have your own childhood drawing somewhere laying around, maybe it's not quite done yet. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.